Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be covering the pound dollar trade which I took on Friday night, the 21st of April. Now the interesting thing about this trade is that I wasn't able to find a higher time frame narrative because to me it looked like the market was ranging here. And if you want to look back just a little bit, you can see that it has actually filled the fair value gap a few times. So you can see that price has got into this fair value gap, went down here, second time, third time. Now it's just trading in a range here. So if I was to plot my buy side and sell side liquidity, it would be sitting around here. So we can see that there's a fair value gap here. And price has already traded into it. So whether the price is actually going to break this buy side liquidity and head up, or break this sell side liquidity and go down, it's hard to really determine that on a daily time frame. So what I like to do is that I normally dive into the shorter time frames, and sometimes it is during in these time frames that you can find potential trade setups. So for example, within these two liquidity zones, there are such thing as internal range liquidity, which you can plot your internal buy side and sell side liquidity zones. So you can clear this previous fair value gap. You can also clear this outer ones if you like. So you can see that price has grabbed liquidity here and ran down one more time closely towards the buy side liquidity and ran down again. It's broken this sell side liquidity a few times. It's purged that level, grabbed liquidity, and now it's on its way to go up. Now on this 1 hour time frame, it was still really hard for me to determine whether there was a potential trade setup for me. So I actually went down again to the 15-minute time frame. And so I'm just going to clear this drawings. So I trade the New York session, in particularly during the New York Killzone. Now for me, my time zone is GMT plus 10. So that means the New York Killzone for me would be from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So that for me is the New York Killzone. That's normally when I look for trade setups. So when I'm trading in between this time frame, I like to look to my left and see what's really happening. So when I look to my left, I could see this little wick here. That was the highest point of price where it traded to, and I consider that my buy side liquidity. And if I was to plot my sell side liquidity, it would be around there. So what was interesting about this thing, I took my trade around here, but I'll show you guys when I break down into the shorter time frames on why I took this trade and why there was a setup that made me really convinced that I should take that trade. So buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity, and if you look to your left, there were a few fair value gaps. So there's a small little one here, and there's a really small one here as well. Just going to bring it a little bit straighter so that you guys can see. So there's a gap here and a gap here, and there's buy side liquidity. So if I was to dive into the 5-minute time frame, it becomes a little bit clearer that you can see there's actually price actually broke through. Just let me take away this fair value gap again, so it makes it easier. broke through the previous buy side, the highest point, broke into this buy side liquidity, grabbed liquidity, and made its way down here. Now, I entered my trade around here. I didn't know this was going to happen. But what made me actually took this trade was what I saw on the 3-minute time frame. I could see that there was big displacement in the candle here, and most importantly, it actually made a market structure shift. Just to make it a little bit sharper, let's go down to the 1-minute time frame. I apologize if I'm scrolling all the way. I'm just doing this so you guys can see it way more clearly. So I like to trade when things are in, when they come together, when there's confluence in price, when there are a couple things that come into play together. So you can see here, market structure shift. What do we have as well? We have your fair value gap, right? And we also have a nice bearish order block. So let's just put this here to make it just a little bit neater. So price, if you think of it, what the smart money is trying to do, what they do is that they purge buy side liquidity, grab it all, grab all the buy stops, pushed any stop losses away from this line, grabbed everything, and next thing you know, where they're going to head to? Previous sell side liquidity. So what made this trade super convincing? Like you guys have, like I've told you guys, I couldn't see it on the daily, I couldn't see it on the hourly, I could see it on the 15-minute forming. But what really made me take this trade was when I went down to the 3-minute and 1-minute time frame. So in the 1-minute time frame, I'll repeat again, price went all the way up and broke through the buy side liquidity. Huge big candles came all the way down, breaking market structure, creating a fair value gap. There was an order block. I remember taking the trade. Now, when I knew this happened, I think I made a trade here. I took a trade here, and I closed off my trade there. Now, I was happy. I closed off my full position here. I didn't take part in this because, sometimes when your trade goes well and you close it, and you're feeling good about your trade, the dangerous thing is to get back into trading instantly, right away, because it's really, really dangerous. It gives you this sense of security and confidence that you think that, if you want to trade it, the next one's easier. So I like to step away from my screen after that and just regather my thoughts, just so that, I have a calm mind before I go back into the market. So this is a perfect example of trading within the range. Sometimes you can't find buyers in the higher time frames, and that's when you can actually go into the shorter time frames and look for things like this. Okay, there are a lot of things that can happen within the smaller time frames. All you need to identify is that you need a set of rules, you need to know what you're looking for, and just manage your risk wisely. It's a slow and steady career that you want in Forex trading. So, just have good risk management, know what you're looking for, and you should be good. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you at the next one.